Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha, aka the Lioness. I am a psychic empath and I am a channeler. Today's video, I'm sure everybody knows what's going on with the George Floyd, him being murdered by police. And for the past few days, I know everybody's hearts are really heavy. And me being an empath and sensitive to not even just people I'm around, but to the world and the energy of the world. I've been praying like crazy. The energy is just so heavy, but um, this is a really big turning point for our country and for the world. And so my purpose of this video, Spirit, is you'll hear me say this a lot, that Spirit is urging me to do this, because literally everybody who is in the, or who's like a psychic or who's an empath or whatever, or has a actual close relationship with Spirit, we all have our different relationships and how Spirit communicates with us. And with me, they will literally force me to do stuff. Like, I'm not even kidding. Because I'm very stubborn. So they will keep it on my heart until I do it. So that's why I'm doing this. Also, I feel, as a human being, I feel very strongly about this. I have people who I consider family that could be affected by this, by racism, and who have been affected by racism. And I take this very seriously, as everybody should. And just because I'm not black, that means nothing to me. I feel the pain as if I am, as if that could have been my father, as if that could have been my brother, that could have been my son. I feel it that deep, as everybody should, of every race, of every religion. No matter what, you should be feeling the pain. And I know there are a lot of people that I've worked with, or that I've been around, that are white, and that I have not seen speak out, and that I have not seen show compassion in any way. And I know that they just might be those type of people that feel, oh, it doesn't affect me, so I'm not going to speak out on it. They might not have a lot of people they consider close to them that are black, or that are affected, or are a minority. And so if this, I know a lot of white people feel uncomfortable talking about these injustices. And because they're not black, they feel they don't have a right to speak up, which is crazy to me. We should be right along with them. We should be supporting them. We should be fighting for them. And the purpose, again, of this video is to help who's ever watching to hear Spirit's perspective, because there is a deeper purpose to everything that happens. Everything. There's no, I'm getting such chills. There's no this without that. There's no, things can't change without destruction. If you are very familiar with tarot, you understand what a tower moment is. This is a tower moment in this society, in our society, in this world. Each time that this was brought to light was a tower moment. Tower moments can be bigger than others, or can cause more of an impact than others. But this one in particular, this is really big. This is different. Not saying that this is more important, or this was more devastating. It's just as devastating as the previous ones. But the way people are reacting now is what had to happen. It had to get to this point. And so that's what Spirit's trying to convey. So what I'm going to do is I did channel some messages. I've been channeling messages about this for the past couple days, and discussing with Spirit about what's really going on here. What's the higher purpose of this? And So I'm going to go over that while I pull tarot. So tarot, as we all know, is, for me, it's a tool because I read tarot intuitively. So the cards, I don't really need them sometimes, but I use them as validation. I use them as just a tool to guide me throughout my reading process and my channeling process. So that's all it is. So like I said, I've already channeled the messages, and Spirit's just going to validate even more with the cards. So let's dive in. So the first, this is really heavy. As an empath, I'm like, I'm really, I just am feeling a lot. So Spirit said to me that they want to speak, and that the purpose of people like me, if you are a psychic, or you are an empath, or you are somebody who considers yourself spiritual and considers yourself that you hear from the other side, that you speak with the divine, this gift is deeper than pick a card readings on will they come back, or no contact, or when will I meet my soulmate. This is deeper than that. Our purpose is to speak for Spirit. We are vessels for Spirit. We are all being used in our own way. And people with spiritual gifts, you are not just meant to read tarot cards for issues that matter, but they're not like this. This is human rights. This is injustice. This is something that is is unfathomable. Like, we were given these gifts. All of us have gifts, but the ones who were meant to, in this lifetime, get really in touch with them. You're in touch with them for a reason when you got in touch with them. And it's not just for you to post pick a card readings on YouTube and stuff like that. It's for you to speak for Spirit, and bring even more light to people who may not see things from a higher perspective yet. They're very in the 3D, and so we're giving the higher perspective because we see things on a higher plane. We've seen things that a lot of people in the 3D have not seen because we are so in touch with the divine and Spirit. So like once you accept your gifts, it's like there's no going back because you've seen too much. So that's the basis of that. So Spirit, what's the deeper purpose of what's going on right now in regards to George Floyd and the injustices with police brutality and racism coming to light? Judgment. Wow. Judgment. Now, those who don't necessarily know what the Judgment card represents, if you are familiar with the Bible, Judgment Day, I'm getting a vision of Spirit doing their rounds. And doing the rounds, I'm talking about karma. Karma is a very real thing. If you do bad, you get bad times 10. You do good, you get good times 10. Like, that's how it goes. And Spirit's doing their rounds and taking everything into consideration. And Spirit is done with how things have been going. And they specifically told me that what the racism, the injustices, the brutality, the killing people because of the color of their skin, the just that hatred, that misunderstanding, that can't come with us into the new age. It's not coming with us. Like, I hear people all the time saying, oh, there'll always be racism. No, there's not. Spirit's not like, it's not coming with. It can't. And that's why it's getting worse right now. That's why it seems like it's getting worse, but it has to get worse before it gets better. Spirit's shining a flashlight. These people who are being killed in this way, they, as hard as it is to hear, it's serving a higher purpose, and they chose this path to serve this purpose, if that makes sense. Their soul chose this, chose to be the sacrificial lamb, the sacrifice, to cause this uproar, to bring light to what's going on in our society. And Spirit referenced to me the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. I just have constant chills, I'm sorry. So if I pause, that's why. So the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, he was crucified to save us all from our sins. Look at these deaths as, not as, where is God? But this is God. This is God shining a light on what's truly going on behind the scenes. And I've seen a lot of people say, this was caught on video. Can you imagine all the ones that weren't? And because everything's so public now, everything you can get on video, you can post, and it gets 1 million views in a day. It's like, it's getting harder and harder for these racists to hide, for them to get away with what they're doing. It's harder for them now. And that's the point. That's the point. And that's why I'm saying this is not coming with to the new age. Our generation, we were all brought here for a very divine purpose in a very crucial time. And it's time for everybody to use their voice. These things are for us to feel. And if you don't feel something, then I don't know what to tell you, and you're not human, and you're not from God. Like, that's all I gotta say. And Spirit also told to me, that George Floyd and all of the others that were killed in this way, they are proud to have done this for the greater good. They chose to sacrifice themselves for this greater cause. And it's hard for people who are very in the 3D to understand. I totally get it. It's hard to understand that. Like, why do things happen like this? Like, so my grandmother is Jewish, and I've talked to her recently about what I do. And she said to me, yeah, I stopped believing in God after the Holocaust. Like, I don't understand how that could happen, how he could allow that. And it's like that, it's just changing your perspective, seeing things from, like I said, this is God. This is God speaking. God speaks through pain. God speaks through tragedy. God speaks through great things that happen. Like, God speaks through action. God does not speak through words. And that's what we have to understand. Things like this are happening. So this is God speaking. This is God saying, we got to change this. Like, this isn't going to fly anymore. And the police officer who killed George Floyd, he's going to get what he got coming to him. God sees everything. Everything. God sees what he was thinking when he had his knee on his neck. God knows what he was thinking. God knows what his intentions were. And even if justice is not served here, it will be. And we need to just continue to pray for justice to be served in whatever way God intends. And it will be 10 times worse than we could even imagine. And that's the truth. So let's keep pulling. What else? Sorry, I'm checking back on my channel messages to see what I want to touch on. Um, yeah, I know Spirit said to say that they hear all of our prayers, they feel all of our pain. Like we are not separate from Spirit. Spirit feels everything we go through. And they just are just saying like just wait, like keep fighting, keep standing up for these people, keep showing up and standing up to the cause. And you're going to see the good guy always wins. That's they said that to me too. The good guy always wins. Always. And people's true colors have to come to light for there to be change. So that's why these things have to happen. That's why there are so many tragedies, or there's always something that's going to cause us to feel, so that there can be change. So Spirit, what else do you want people who are watching this video to know about the deeper purpose? Four of Cups. This is apathy, disappointment. I don't know. Why is that here? The Moon. The truth coming to light. The truth coming to light. The things that have been hidden are now coming to light. The people who've been hiding how they truly feel about God's children, about God's people, no matter what race, but specifically black people, it's coming to light. Like, there's no more hiding. Especially people in power. Especially people in power. They're being called out. And Spirit's just urging, like, we're all going to be like, wow, things are about to take such a huge turn. And for the good, for the greater good. And everybody's going to be like, are we getting anywhere with this? Are we getting anywhere protesting and like fighting for this, for equal rights, fighting for Black Lives Matter? Like, are we getting anywhere with this? And it's going to seem like we're not. And then the results are going to, specifically, I'm feeling the presidency, the presidential election specifically is going to be a big time of where we're going to see a lot of changes, positive changes. Four of Wands, celebration. Yeah. Yep. Thank you for validating that. Why is this Four of Cups here? Allowing people who allow these injustices to occur. You're being called out. Like, those people are being called out. They're being brought to light. Like, that's all this is things are being brought to light, and it's, unfortunately, it can't be without pain. It can't be without us hurting. But it's better to feel something than nothing. And the people who feel nothing, I got nothing to say about that. What else, Spirit? Final message. Nine of Swords. This is anxiety and fear. Clarify. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is growth and swiftness. Yeah. So, no more fear. Empowerment. Standing up for what you believe in. just everybody coming together and the society growing. With everything going on, it's like people are scared, they're anxious, they don't know what's going to happen next. But it's all about growth as a whole. As a whole. Oops. The cards keep falling. Any final messages, Spirit? Death and rebirth. I'm sorry, I gotta process that. That's wow. Death and rebirth. The world is changing as we know it. Our children will not have to be as scared for their lives as our generation or the generations before us, who are a minority. Like, those generational curses, those fears that have been passed down, those anxieties that have been passed down, the racist mentality that's been passed down in white families, all of that is coming to a head and is being cleared. Wow. Wow. Even people who don't speak up, who are white or not black, who don't speak up, who feel this doesn't apply to them because of how they were raised, because their family didn't, were ignorant to what was going on, because it didn't apply to them. Those patterns are coming to a close. We are all going to love each other equally and see each other for who each other is. And it's going to be more about that than it is about where you come from. This is for our children. This is for black children. For them to grow up and not have to fear for their lives or fear that the people who are supposed to protect them are going to kill them. And the last channel message I had was that at the end of the day, God is in control. And God will always protect his people, and he is not letting this go. This, even if it may seem like there's a waiting period at some point, justice will be served, period. So this was very powerful, and I hope that this gave whoever's watching this a higher perspective of what's going on, and this gives you some peace to know that God is working it out, Spirit is working it out, and that your prayers are being heard, and that your pain is being felt, and that I'm with you. I will fight for the people affected by this, and I'm consistently praying that this stupid, idiotic hatred for the black community, that is gone, and that it can totally be cleared out in this country and in this world, because you're all beautiful and you all deserve rights. You all deserve to be able to walk out of your house and not be looked at like you're up to something, like just to be able to live your life and be looked at as equal and be looked at as a human being. Like, so I feel the pain with you, and I hope this helped. So I hope everybody has a good rest of their day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.